And for those of you who have been here before, you know the drill, but if you haven't, the way we work these is there's about a 10-minute introduction to the topic of the day, and then about a 15 to 20-minute meditation, and then we'll move into breakout rooms. And for me, that's really the key part of what this is about, getting a chance to meet with like-minded people from other parts of the world, of the country. And after that 30-minute time in breakout rooms, we'll go back to the whole group. Okay, well, I thought a little bit about, I always think a little bit about what the theme is going to be for a particular meeting. Lauren always asks me the day before, so I need to be prepared at least to have an answer for her question, but I do think about what the theme should be. And I thought today the theme would be belonging. And the fact that belonging is really just the flip side of accepting others. They go hand. And it's understanding that we're all, without exception, worthy of love and respect. Yet at the same time, paradoxically, we're equipped to judge others. And we do that all the time. We judge others by what they say, what they wear, where they live, what the profession is, the color of their skin, kind of accent they have, and especially in the times that we're in now, their political affiliation. And even the most liberal or enlightened of us do this. We all do it. And we think we know more about others than we really do. One thing I've come to realize is that no matter what impression I have of someone else, from experience I've learned it's very likely wrong, or at the very least incomplete. And some of you may have heard this story because it's one that's seared into my memory. When I was an undergraduate at Berkeley, this is during the 60s, and you couldn't walk down Telegraph Avenue without being asked for spare change. It was nearly impossible. And if you asked a panhandler what they were going to use the money for, they'd always say food. And my roommate Bill read one morning that some of the panhandlers made more money than we did at our part-time jobs. And that didn't seem fair. It said that they used the money to get high and so we just thought we would give them a little bit of comeuppance. So we looked in our cupboard and found a dusty can of spaghetti and a head of lettuce in our fridge that was really pretty awful. It was more brown and slimy than green and crisp. Put these in a paper bag and went down Telegraph Avenue, ready for the inevitable ask for spare change. It took us a while to get anybody to ask us. I think they must have known we were up to something. And when we finally were asked for spare change, there was a guy not much older than us. And when we asked him what he was going to use the money for, he gave the standard answers. Well, I'm going to buy food, man. What else? We gave him the bag with a smirk on our face, expecting him to be disgusted when he opened it up. But instead, he opened it up, he looked inside, and he looked up, and he said with the warmest smile you can imagine, "Thanks, man, I appreciate that." Bill and I just wanted to disappear and melt into the sidewalk. That's not how we imagined that encounter to be. And the assumptions we make about others, it's constant, it's automatic. Fortunately, there's not any instant cure for this because it's just so ingrained and automatic. And the best that we can do to counter these instant reactions is to counter them with an awareness that our impressions about another person may be totally inaccurate or incomplete. Patty Bermudez, who manages the Spanish Zoom meetings for us and corresponds with her Spanish language students and graduates, introduced me some time ago to a video clip. It's only 3 minutes, so I'll share with you in a minute, about how our tendency to put people into categories blinds us to who they really are, and which can prevent us from feeling the sense of belonging that we all deserve to feel. It's actually a commercial for a Danish TV station, but it's not your typical commercial. It's originally recorded in Danish. There's some English dubbing over it, and there's Spanish subtitles. So it's really multilingual in that way. So I'm going to set that up for you now. Share screen here.
It's easy to put people in boxes. There's us, and there's them. The high earners, and those just getting by. Those we trust, and those we try to avoid. There's the new Danes, and those who've always been here. The people from the countryside, and those who've never seen a cow. The religious, and the self-confident. There are those we share something with, and those we don't share anything with.
Velkommen. Jeg kommer til at stille jer nogle spørgsmål i dag. Nogle af dem kan godt være lidt personlige, men jeg håber, I vil svare ærligt på dem. Hvem herinde i rummet var klassens klovn? Hvem er bonusforældre?
And then suddenly, there's us. We who believe in life after death. We who've seen UFOs. And all of us who love to dance. We who've been bullied. And we who've bullied others. And then there's us, the lucky ones who've had sex this past week. We who are broken-hearted. We who are madly in love. We who feel lonely. We who are bisexual. And we who acknowledge the courage of others. We who have found the meaning of life. And we who have saved lives. And then there's all of us who just love Denmark. So maybe there's more that brings us together than we think. TV2 Denmark. All that we share.
There's a Buddhist saying that when we look deeply into the other, we find ourselves. There's a beautiful song that an MDSR instructor shared with me not too long ago called I'm on Your Side by Michael Franti, which I'm going to play for you now if I can make this work.
Be alright, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. If you're sitting at the kitchen table, counting up your bills to pay, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. If you drop the kids at school and wonder if they'll make it home today, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. If you're staring at the TV stations, wondering how we got this way, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. Can you hear me? Is your heart beating like a drum? Can you hear me? I don't care where you come from, I am on your side, I'm on your side, I'm on your side, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. Ice is clinking in your cup, you're thinking about giving up, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. And if you got the news today, doctors telling you to pray, I'm on your your side. I'm on your side. And if you feel the pounding fear when flashing lights are in your mirror, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. And if you hold a friend and say, I wonder how we got this way, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Can you hear me? Is your heart beating like a drum? Can you hear me? I don't care where you come from, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm on your. If you're weary and you're broken and you don't know what to hope in, if you're willing and you're able, come and meet me at the table. If you lost your way to laughing, can't remember how to dancing, if you're out of tears to crying, take my hand and I'm on your side. 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 I'm on your side.
I want to share with you just one other thing, and that's a book called You Belong. And link is there. So you can find it when you go to that Zoom Notes page. And it's by Sabine Selassie. And her theme is really not an injunction. It's called You Belong, a call for connection. And it's not really an injunction to make people feel obligated to find ways to belong or to include others, but to recognize that even with what looks like evidence to the contrary, we do already belong to everyone and everything. In fact, she could have called her bike, You Already Belong. And in it, she says, very simple statement. It says, you're not separate, you never were, and you never will be. And if you look at that Zoom page, the Zoom Notes page, there's a John Kabat-Zinn quote that says something similar. It says, you're never alone, you already belong. You belong to humanity, you belong to life, you belong to this moment and this breath. So we'll go into it, and we're going to go into meditation, and along this theme. And when we complete the meditation, we'll go into small groups and continue with that theme. You just want to make yourself comfortable. Letting yourself feel your physical presence here where you are right now. You can turn your video off if you feel more comfortable doing that, but later you want to have it on when we come into the small groups. Just checking in with yourself. Feeling your feet on the floor or whatever it is you're sitting on. The actual sensations of pressure, of contact, of warmth or coolness. Be noticing how your weight is distributed on what you're sitting on, how it's connecting you in a very real, literal way with the earth. You're necessarily connected to the earth unless you're flying in an airplane right now. Far between you and the ground. And that sense of contact you have with what you're sitting on, how that connects you with the rest of the world. How your arms are in your lap or your side. When you're ready, bring awareness to breath, the actual physical sensations of breathing, whether you feel it most vividly in your stomach or your chest or your throat or your nostrils. There's really no wrong place to feel your breath, but actually feeling the movement of breath. Seeing if you can let your breath move you instead of the other way around. Amazing physiological functions we have that we can control if we want to, but most of the time we don't. We just let our breath operate as it does on its own. It doesn't need us to control it. Seeing if you have that relationship with your breath, just letting your breath breathe you. And it's natural for the mind to wander off somewhere else, analyzing what's going on or thinking about something that's happened or is about to happen. And that's, you know how these meditations work. That's part of the meditation too. It's not separate from meditation. It is part of the meditation. Side trips are really part of the meditation. And when that happens, coming back to breath. Gently coming back. Kind heart and a kind hand. Not beating yourself up for wandering. Wandering is being human. Sensing this breath. As you sit there, you might recall a time when you felt like you belonged, a time when you were accepted exactly as you are. It could have been with family or in nature, alone or with other people. It could be a member of an organization or a group that does something together like a choir, orchestra, or even a work group or a theater group or a sports team or a social cause. Time that when you were there, that this time, the time you're recalling now, you really felt like part of the group, that you didn't need to be different for them. Exactly who you were, exactly who they were. Maybe several that come to mind, but see if you can think of one particular time. And it could even be alone. You could be alone in nature and have this feeling of belonging in nature, belonging in this world, being part of something much bigger. Sky, and even though you were almost infinitesimal in the infinity of the universe, you're an important part of the universe. Experience of awe of being part of it. Maybe one of those times when there's 3 a.m. conversations with a close friend, where time just disappears. And you're not thinking about having to be at work the next day or what you have to do later, but just totally being there right with them and them with you. Remembering a specific time, recalling where you were, who you were with, what the setting was. A particular time comes up for you, you know what that feels like to be accepted as you are. And the experiences may be rare, because exactly who you are. You know, you might even consider all the ways you belong. You belong to your family, to your community, to the town you live in, to the country you're a citizen of, to this earth, to nature, to the universe, animals, plants, all living things on earth, all the ways you're part of something bigger, expressing the same life force that's in all living things. There could be a sense of you being bigger than your body. For the next 8 or 9 minutes, we'll be in a silent meditation, and you can continue on with this theme or have it be a breath meditation, or just let it be your time with yourself. And I'll call you into the meditation with the sound of the bell.